Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Guide with the release of the full vanilla version that's coming out on 7th December. I've been able to play this game for over 20 days now in its full state, and some things changed, but basically most of the guides that I placed are 99% valid. Anyways, I created a new main character and tested out a new team comp that's also valid on unfair, and if it works on unfair, it works on all other difficulties as well. What I'll cover in the video would be Prologue and Act 1, all companions, full builds that are completely valid on all difficulties. It's gonna be slightly different than on a previous video, because I decided to test some new things as well. So we're gonna cover Abelard, Cassia, Argenta, Idira, Heinrix and Pasqal again. And then you get to pick what build you like the most from the first recommendation in pre-release version or for the full release version. This is your choice.
Are you ready for Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader? Because I am. The Emperor protects.
Let's begin with Abelard. He receives charge. I won't explain skills like I did in other videos. We're just gonna run through what I took and why I did it. Then we go into athletics. On the next level we go into endure. Then we received ulti, daring breach. Then we take thick skin, deflection armor. Then we take hardened scars, more soaking up damage. Then we're gonna take weapon skill, more damage, or better to say better hit chance. Then we take sworn enemy, more tankiness and more damage. Then we're gonna take carouse. Then we're gonna take weapon skill. On the next level, same, we're gonna take bonus to parry. Okay, 15% with dueling mastery. Then we're going with athletics. Then we're gonna go with a heavy armor proficiency, so Abelard can carry heavy armor. Then we're going with daring breach ulti upgrade number 3. Then we're gonna go with invigorating hatred talent, or should I say sworn enemy upgrade. Then we're gonna go with toughness. Then we're gonna go with a taunting scream and prepare for the vanguard. Then we're gonna go with a combat master to cancel melee superiority in bonus. Then we're gonna go into toughness. Then we're gonna go into carouse. As you can tell, I went everything into carouse this time instead of coercion, because I wanna test a new thing from level 16 to 36, which I'll explain in the other video. This is for Prologue and Act 1. Then we're gonna go into Epicenter of Slaughter this time. Okay, that's changed. Then we're gonna go into Medicae. Then we're gonna go on the next level into Strength. It will not die, of course. Raise overall wounds, or better to say hit points, health. And the last one would be a daring breach ulti upgrade on Abelard. Now, after Abelard we receive Argenta. For Argenta, she receives running gun, then demolition, then it's a revel in slaughter, then it's ulti for the very first time, and then we're gonna take talent called unpredictable to increase critical hit chance. After unpredictable, on the next level it's ballistic skills, then it's a swift slaughter, upgrade for revel in slaughter, then it's ballistic skill, then it would be rapid fire, then it's gonna be agility, then we're gonna take nimble for dodge. Okay, we raise dodge immediately this time. Then it's gonna be rapid reload, then it's gonna be demolition, ulti upgrade will be number 3, bullet hell upgrade, upgraded rapid fire. Agility on the next level is gonna be dash, move out, don't provoke attacks of opportunity, reposition. Awareness, then we're gonna take perception, then we're gonna take bolt weapon expert for extra armor penetration with a bolter, then we're gonna take second skin so she can carry medium armors without touch penalty. Then we're gonna take it will not die. Then we're gonna take the Emperor protects, so if we get lucky she can survive. Then we're gonna take awareness, and at the final level we're gonna take ulti upgrade number 2. That would be Argenta build in this updated final vanilla version. That's probably gonna get even more updated once you start playing, but this will remain 100% valid. The next one that we receive after Argenta would be Idira class. I tested out some new stuff on Idira, and you can play her like this as well if you want to. Okay, so anyways, analyze into lore warp into expose. Analyze, expose go together well. Again, check my other guides and other videos if you want to know how to play the game, if you want to learn how to play the game. We're just passing through leveling right now. On the next level, she receives a ulti, dismantling attack. Then it's gonna be a talent that we're gonna learn, which is gonna be advice and guidance talent. Then it's gonna be willpower. Then it's gonna be nimble to receive that extra dodge. We want dodge as much as we can. Then on the next level is gonna be instant exposure, 0 action points for exposure. Then it's gonna be willpower. Then on the next level, the first ability that we're gonna learn would be prescience buff. Then it's gonna be awareness. After that, it's gonna be inflict despair. Then it's gonna be Psy rating 1 once it's available. On the next level, ulti upgrade number 2, more debuff on enemies. Then it's gonna be awareness. On the next level, it's gonna be Lord Xenos. Then it's gonna be perception. On the next level, it's gonna be fresh target and logic. And now for the ability, I decided to build Idira slightly different and test her out on unfair, how she works with precognition. I like precognition, okay, and this is like the biggest change that I've made on Idira aside from talents, of course. Look, truth to be told, it's not a must solid ability. It's fun to skip those turns and so on and play twice in a turn. But Idira is not that powerful to play twice in a turn. Some other characters, for example, like Cassia, would benefit 10 times more out of precognition than Idira. Alright? I tested it out. You can stick with my first build for Idira or with the second build. Your choice, what you wanna play. Pick something out of those two. On the same level, it's gonna be It Will Not Die. Then it's gonna be Unnatural Luck for the talent. Then it's gonna be Perception. Then on the next level, intelligence into swift movements for extra movement points. And the final ulti upgrade is gonna be ulti upgrade number 3. Now that would be Idira. After Idira, we're gonna receive Cassia. Cassia, officer, navigator, but this time full freaking navigator. Okay, I wanted to test out Cassia on unfair difficulty without taking officer abilities. Okay, so she is a mini officer, but an Omega Navigator this time. So this is the build I was using. Now, what build do I recommend? My first build with a bit of the officer abilities and Navigator, or full Navigator. More damage comes from this build. More utility comes from the first build that I gave, that you can find as well on my channel. You decide what you want to play. I kind of like this one more now, because I definitely know what I'm doing after thousands of hours in a game. So, voice of command, then it's persuasion, then it's bring it down, then it's the ulti finest hour, then it's the first talent that we're gonna learn, inspire courage, then it's gonna be willpower, then it's gonna be navigator talent on this level, perilous ways, then it's gonna be tonicity. This doesn't have any effect right now until we take this notch of purpose. So after tonicity and after perilous ways over here, we're gonna take willpower on the same level here, and then here comes the pain from Cassia with a notch of purpose aligned with these talents. She's gonna become crazy from this moment, so very early on. On the same level, we go with Pass Unscathed, Navigator talent again. Again on the next level, Navigator talent Blood Augury. Then it's gonna be Lore Warp. Then it's gonna be Finest Hour, ulti upgrade number 2 that you're gonna pick. Then it's gonna be Lore Warp on the next level. Then it's gonna be Perception. Then again a Navigator talent, Mind over Matter. Then it's gonna be Perception. On the next level, we upgrade, separate abilities, but they're the same. Notch of Purpose is single target movement. You can move multiple enemies as well if you position the spell well. But with Point of Curiosity, you don't need to think much, and you can play both Point of Curiosity and Notch of Purpose to deal damage to enemies. So this is the biggest power spike on Cassia on this level. Everything after that is small upgrades, but till this level, this is the biggest power spike, and this is how she's gonna be from start to finish. On that same level, we're gonna take Eye of Oblivion Navigator talent. On the next level, it's gonna be Navigator talent Ebb and Flow. Then it's gonna be Awareness. On the next level, it's gonna be Fellowship, and Open to the Warp Navigator talent. And at the final upgrade, we're gonna take Ulti upgrade number 1. Cassia, on my unfair run, and I don't know what number it is, but it doesn't even matter, on this run that I was playing in a full release. So again, not pre-release, full release that you're gonna play on 7th December. Cassia was the main carry with this build. Main damage output, plus the utility, even better than Argenta. I would say from this team comp and how everything went, who carried, it was Cassia this time, instead of Argenta and me on a previous run, for example. Now it was Cassia, into Pasqal, into Idira. And then it was Argenta, Heinrix and Abelard, believe it or not. So this time I switched builds completely, same also, valid on unfair and everything, okay. But a different playstyle this time. After Cassia, we're gonna get Pasqal. Pasqal, this time I opted in for, first that I played in a pre-release was a supportive Pasqal, now it's a debuffer damage dealing Pasqal. Okay, but this time I played him with a sniper. Analyze, he receives that for free, then it's tech use, then it's expose weakness, then it's dismantling attack ulti on Pasqal, which is extremely good on him, then it's passive learning. On the next level it's gonna be intelligence, then it's gonna be advanced skill tech use. So this time I don't wanna get annoyed like I did on my previous run with inflated skill checks where I couldn't succeed in a tech use, alright? This time I ramped up tech use from the start, so no more annoyances over there. And Pasqal is a tech magus and he should be able to know everything about tech. After that, we're gonna go with weak body, weak soul for extra debuffs. Then we're gonna go into intelligence. On the first ability, this time I took precise attack, put a sniper on Pasqal, placed in cover, went into analyze, like twice, in 2 rounds, analyze twice, and then expose weakness, debuff enemies on 0 armor, 0 dodge, whack precise attack, and then bam with a sniper, crits out of 50 at early game on unfair. Okay, that's how I played Pasqal this time, instead of a full support. After precise attack, we're gonna take tech use. After tech use, we're gonna go with inflict despair. After inflict despair, we're gonna go into grenadier. Then we're going into dismantling attack upgrade number 2. Then we're gonna go into logic. Then we're gonna go again into logic on the next level. Then we're gonna go into perception. Then we're gonna go into instant exposure talent. Then we're going into medicae. Then we're gonna take perfect spot. Now when we're in cover and that sniper, we want to hit every time. Perfect spot allows us to hit every time with a sniper. Alright. And that's why I took perfect spot here. So Pasqal received the biggest changes. Both builds are valid. Okay, the first one that I gave in a previous video is a Trapper Pasqal. Also very fun to play. This one, I'll see what is gonna be. Assassin or a Bounty Hunter, I have to decide that today. But this is the preparation that's gonna work on both Bounty Hunter and Assassin, so we'll see what it's gonna be. After that, it's Dueling Mastery. I gave Parry to Pasqal. Okay. On the next level, we receive Tide of Excellence talent. That's what you're gonna take. Then Perception. Then Ballistic. Then It Will Not Die. Raise hit points. Raise wounds. And the final ulti upgrade number 1. On Dismantling Attack, to immobilize enemies and reduce their movement points. Because I took different ones on Idira and then I wanted to complement both of those. So now I can say it's close to being perfect. And also, just so you know, on that same unfair, when in pre-release it took me like, what, 2 or 3 hours to deal with a Chaos Marine, okay? And a lot of luck as well. This time, with these builds on unfair, I stumped him in 15 minutes. Okay. Yes, I know the game better, but also I believe that I adapted talents and everything to nuke him down as fast as I can, and I did. And the final upgrade, the final companion, would be Heinrix van Kelks. What I made out of Heinrix is a prep for assassin, but in a different way than on a previous build that I gave. So he receives charge, from charge he goes into coercion, from coercion into endure, then he receives his ulti, and then the first thing that we're gonna pick would be defensive maneuvers. Scaling dodge from agility. Heinrix had absolutely insane dodge this time. Not only Heinrix, as well as Argenta, as well as Cassia, as well as Idira. They were dodging everything on unfair. Okay, enemies would rarely hit anyone on my run this time. So, where were we? The extra dodge on Heinrix, rigorous training talent, charge agility gives again extra dodge. Heinrix is a dodge master, basically, he never gets hit. Then I went into agility, then I went into enfeeble. After enfeeble it was Lord Xenos, enfeeble is a AoE debuff. Okay, Psyker ability. As you can tell, I didn't took anything from warrior yet. Then on the next level it's agility, then it's nimble, again extra dodge, dodge and dodge on Heinrix, okay. Then I took Lord Xenos, after Lord Xenos I took Blade of Light, okay, for some damage scaling on Psy rating, then ulti upgrade number 1 for extra movement points. After that again I took Biophysical Distortion, gave him some poison on his attacks. After that it was weapon skill, so he can actually hit more often. And then I took a warrior talent, Sworn Enemy, to burst out enemies. Okay, I'm slowly preparing Heinrix to debuff, to challenge, and to dodge, and to become an assassin that's gonna nab like 3 or 4 times in a turn. After the Sworn Enemy, we took Psy rating 1 here, okay? Then weapon skill, then Carouse. On the next level is Desolation, Desolation talent. Again, damage scaling from agility, which is quite huge right now. Then Carouse. On the next level it's Toughness, extra tankiness, and that combines with it, well, it will not die, and he receives 50 wounds at the end of Act 1, or better to say at the beginning of Act 2. And the final ulti upgrade was ulti upgrade number 4. This would be the Heinrix build. Now, you're probably curious what I played for the main. So, on a pre-release version, I played an Officer Biomancer. I haven't shared that Officer, but it's on my live videos on my YouTube channel. Okay. I played an Officer Master Tactician Biomancer Squishy Full Support. This time I opted in for an officer again, but I'm playing a Psyker Sanctic tanky officer that's going to become a vanguard. What is the build's main feature as a Sanctic officer? You rely on resolve, you rely on momentum gain. Okay, and this is what I played, this is how I complemented the entire team. I was giving them resolve, they were receiving huge momentum, and I could spam ultis. Okay, that's what Sanctic provides, ultis. So, let's go through my main, and I'll show you what I played and how I stomped unfair in Prologue and Act 1 easily. When I say easily, it felt like core. I'm that serious. So, let's go. Voice of Command into Coercion. Why Coercion? I'm preparing him for some builds later on as a vanguard, and instead of classic recommended athletics, carouse, and I don't know what, commerce or whatever, I went into Coercion. And you will go too if you want to play the same build, because of later on you need it as a vanguard. Then he receives Bring It Down for free. These two are a combo. And then ulti for free, Finest Tower, and from this moment is what it matters the most. So, seize the initiative as the first talent that we're gonna learn on an officer. After seize the initiative, it's Fellowship. After Fellowship, it's better to die for the Emperor. You see drastic changes everywhere on Officer as well, but it's a Sanctic, it's not a Biomancer anymore. And it's a tanky Sanctic, while on a previous run it was a squishy Biomancer. On the next level, Commanding Voice. On that same level, we're taking Fellowship. For the first ability that we're gonna learn is gonna be a Sanctic ability called Purge Soul. Damage dealing ability, single target. That deals insane amount of damage to demons and to Xenos. It's scaling like crazy. On the same level, Psy rating 1, the bigger the Psy rating, the more pain a Psyker deals. On the next level, we took a talent called Focus. After Focus, we go again into Coercion, preparing for a Vanguard. After that, we're gonna take ulti upgrade number 1, Finest Hour. After Finest Hour, we're gonna go into Commerce. After Commerce, we're going into Toughness. On the next level, we're taking a talent called Destined. Extra Armor. Every round you're tankier and tankier and tankier. Then we're gonna go on the same level into Weapon Skill. And then I said that this is a Sanctic Psyker Officer Vanguard that relies on resolve and momentum gain for himself and for his allies. Era of Authority is the biggest change aside from Purge, okay? So as you can tell now, I opted in for Era of Authority to get the resolve, to get the momentum, to get those ultis on everyone and burst enemies fast. On Unfair, you receive ulti way much slower than on other difficulties. Now imagine how this is going to work on difficulties under Unfair if I say I'm building up ulti fast on Unfair with all of those ulti penalties. Imagine how it's gonna be on easier difficulties. You're gonna have ulti every round with Era of Authority, with this build on Sanctic as well. And I took Dueling Mastery for Parry. I told you I'm playing a tanky Sanctic, I wanna have Parry and huge armor. Later on I'll ramp up Deflection as well during Act 2. On the next level it's gonna be Inspiring Speech Talent into Commerce. On the next level it's gonna be Toughness into It Will Not Die for extra health. And then it's gonna be Finest Hour ulti upgrade number 4. Now that would be my Sanctic. Maybe you're curious of what I equipped. So I was using a Sanctic Staff, an Officer Chainsword for Parry, and a Deadshot Stab Revolver. This is all classic. I'll just cover it so you can actually see everything. You want to pause it and check the gear that I was using on him. Okay. I believe that you can pause all of this. I'll switch through every single companion and show you full builds on everyone. And then I'll show you my Sanctic and how to play a Sanctic fast. This is what I was using. So you can check everything out in detail. And what made Unfair possible, or better to say, how I stamped Unfair. Again, pause when you want to. I'll stick on everything for like half a second, so you have time to pause. And this is what's gonna take you from Prologue and Act 1 all the way to the start of Act 2. Now, as far as Sanctic goes, this would be the spells that we were using. And the biggest change from my previous guide would be Voice of Command into Bring It Down. But before you do Voice of Command into Bring It Down, you wanna cast Word of the Emperor. And that's the entire point. Accumulating resolve on everyone. The more resolve, the bigger the momentum, the faster the ulti. So combo of Sanctic is Word of the Emperor into Voice of Command into Bring It Down. Once you have Era of Authority, it's Word of the Emperor into Voice of Command into Air of Authority. And then you build up that momentum like freaking crazy. Okay, once you want to deal damage from afar, you have Purge Soul. When you want to deal damage close by, because you are a tank, you don't need to be afraid. You got manual melee attacks with the chainsword. So basically you cover everything. Buffs, debuffs, play again, melee, ranged attacks, AoE buffs. Sanctic covers it all. And it's tanky. Bulky, as you can tell. Strength, toughness, fellowship, weapon skill. Good amount of wounds for the start. Very tanky. Okay, later on we're gonna transfer on heavy armor as well. So you can imagine that. Anyways, that would be all builds for all companions, including my main as a Sanctic for the full release of Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader from level 1 till level 16 for Prologue and Act 1, valid on unfair difficulty. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Are you ready for Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader? Because I am. The Emperor protects.